somebody comes to a hotel and says they want to drink a bottle of Coke at 1,000 naira, I would say no problem. Just add around 5% of 1,000 naira, which is 50 naira, to your sales price, and then note to your receipt.
Glad to have you back. You're still watching Pay Your Tax, and we are discussing making taxation a social contract for sustainable development in Ondo State. And Mr. Chairman is still very much around. Glad to have you back, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, looking at the process at which collection and administration in Ondo State, one may not be far from the fact that there is a social contract between government and the people in taxation.
Absolutely. I mean, there is. Governance itself is the whole concept of government. It's a social contract where people surrender their individual rights to a group of people that they elect as their leaders, who will now administer the society on their behalf. So that's the original social contract of Greek mythology. When it now comes to taxation, the same principle is extended to taxation, starting from governance. So it's part of the rights that people give government. That look, we will pay our tax. Government use this tax now to provide infrastructure for the benefit of all of us. In any society, there will be the leaders, there will be the rich, there will be the average people, there will be people who need assistance, there will be people who need hospitalization. We all don't have the same, they say fingers are not equal. So we need to pull resources together and now use those resources pooled to better the lot of everybody else. So that is where the social contract issue, comes in. So taxation is at the heart of social contracts. So the people pay, and the government takes that money to provide services for the people. Healthcare services, security, police, army, all kinds of services, education, infrastructure, good roads, even airports. It is from the money generated from taxation.
So it's like taking from them and giving it back to them.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's it. My popular example is when government does a road, for example, pick any road in Akure, is it only the people that lives on that road that benefit from that road? No. There are so many people who will come and greet you, people who are passing by, so many things, they benefit from that road.
Non-indigens.
Non-indigens who are just passing by, they benefit from that road. So that's social contract in taxation. Bring the money to a pot, and from that pot, that money is used for so many things that will benefit a larger society. It may be a few people that are paying, but the facilities that the money will be used to provide will benefit a lot of people. And therein lies the principle of social contract. So I believe that social taxation is at the heart of the social contract in governance itself.
Okay. And this one, you have always forecast improvements on your past performances. We are in the beginning of the last quarter, the year 2022. Can you predict your end of the year outlook?
When you're asking a question, I put down my head.
Yes. Is it easy?
I think all the time what we try and do at ODIRS is that we are very realistic in the budgeting process. Most of the time, we are also overruled because our bosses want to task us to do more. And that if we are not being given incremental budgets, then we are not being challenged. So that we need to be challenged. And we're always challenged with the kind of incremental budget that we're given. So, like I said earlier, this year, we've been given the highest budget ever. Even I was afraid when I saw the figures that how. But I think that somehow, with all the things that were put in place, we should be able to get there. As at August, we are still on 100%. Hopefully, we hope that this will sustain till the end of the year. We're in territories where we have never ventured before in terms of revenue growth and achievement. You know, sometimes when you are growing at a rate that you are, even you yourself, you are a bit afraid, but we shall see. We shall see. I don't want to make any prediction, but say that we got on our side with the continuous support of Mr. Governor, with the dedication of the staff of ODIRS, because the staff of ODIRS, they're amazing, amazing team. Honestly, amazing people in ODIRS. Also, with the support of the various MDAs, State House of Assembly also in all our laws, they give us a lot of support. We have to give them kudos. And then, most importantly, the Ondo State tax-paying public. We have to give it to the Ondo State people. Honestly, they have risen up to the occasion. A lot of people are paying their taxes. People are not complaining. They are not murmuring. They are not grumbling. They see that the process is objective, is even. When they have challenges, they write to me. I take up the case. I look at it on a case. I never get tired. I come to work Saturdays, Sundays, when need be. We close late. We are here in the office sometimes till 11 if we need to attend to people to make sure everybody gets a fair hearing. And people are responding to all those efforts. So we have to give kudos to the people of Ondo State. So if we all continue to work like this, in this spirit of cooperation, then I think the target we have been given for this year, which is scary, I think we may actually...
Which is scary, and
yes.
it has been 100%.
You know, sorry, pardon my language. When I say, the fact of the matter is that when I say, oh, it's 100%, it seems so easy. It's not. The effort that it takes to achieve that is backbreaking. And that's why I mentioned all those group of people who have contributed to it. So, but because we are 100% in August, does not mean you'll be 100% in December. So it's on a month-by-month basis. So, but we're hoping and praying that we continue on this trajectory and we finish the year at 100%. In ODIRS, we have always done 100%, no matter how crazy.
You've done a fantastic job.
The target is, because we are driven by the target that we're given. My background is banking. So they give you a high target and then you start chasing it. Hopefully you will meet it. Maybe you will not. We don't know. But so far so good in ODIRS, we've always met it. So
if ODIRS projected outlook by the end of this year improves, what will be the resultant effects on development?
No, there's not what will be.
Okay.
It already is. Because as we bring in money, the money is being spent.
Immediately?
Oh, immediately, yes. The money is not waiting for end of the year. We are accumulated. You know, no. Government needs money on a day-by-day basis. So as we generate the money, government spends the money immediately. As we generate the money, government spends the money. As we generate the money, government spends the money. That's how it's done on a monthly basis. So I think a lot of the things that we're already seeing, I mean, you can see, if you go to the airport now, you can see the new airport junction.
Okay.
Government have just started doing that again. You know, that's a new expenditure. So I'm not saying it's ODIRS money per se, but you know, government does things on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. So they need money all the time. And you know, apart from FAC comes in once a month, but ODIRS money, on those people paying on a daily basis. And then we remit to government as often as, you know, as they require. So,
an easy payment process is critical in to taxation.
True.
How is ODIRS addressing this?
Well, it's what we have done over the years, and that have brought has been the secret of our success, like I told you earlier. That's the collection process, seamless collection process. We made it so comfortable and convenient for you to pay your tax. You can pay your tax without leaving your house. Once you get your payment advice, we have a special GR account, which is a current account like any other. You can just transfer money to the special GR account and send us a text. I've paid though. This is the evidence of payment. I will send receipt to you.
Through WhatsApp?
Yeah, through WhatsApp. Yes, you don't need to come. And then you go and get whatever service you want. And if they require that you bring a physical copy. We tell you, come to any of our offices, they will print the hard copy for you, or pick up the hard copy and then go and do it. So all this issue of no network in banks that was very prevalent in 2017, 2018, we've isolated all of that. Assessments are done now online. You can register for payee online. Do you know you can apply for driver's license renewal online? Yes, through our website.
Wow.
Yes, you can actually apply for driver's license renewal online, and then you go online, www.odirs.ng. You see it, apply for driver's license renewal. You click it, it takes you to the FIRS database, and you input all your data, and then they will tell you where do you want to come and pick up. You determine where you want to come and pick up, and when it's ready, we will phone you.
That it's ready.
That is ready. Can you come and collect? So what we have done is to make the process as seamless as possible. Our tax clearance is also not manual anymore. We changed it 2 years ago. Now everything is electronic. Pardon me, moderator, I like to tell stories sometimes to illustrate for people. So we had a case of somebody who traveled abroad, you know, all this jackpot syndrome now, if I may use that word in a program. So the person jackpot to Canada and now got a job in a bank. And they now said they wanted evidence of tax payments in Nigeria. So he wrote to his bank, his former bank, and they wrote to us. And we told them, well, let's check on our database. We saw his name, they remitted his taxes. And we asked for his land use from his landlord. And then the landlord had not paid. Then he said we would pay for his landlord. He paid. And then the next thing, he paid the money and we did the tax clearance for him. And we sent it to him abroad. And he sent it to the bank that wanted to employ him. And then he went for training. About 2 weeks after that, he just sent him an email. We hope everything is okay. We have not heard from the people again. We have not heard. He said no. Now immediately he sent a tax clearance to the bank in Canada, and they went online. They confirmed the tax clearance online in Canada. They just left him alone.
Wow.
There was a tax-paying person, and then he's in training now. Everything is okay. Thank you, ODIRS. And then that was it. And honestly, it really gladdened my heart. That we have put in place that kind of structure that people can confirm our documents internationally. And that Nigerians abroad who have worked in Ondo State or from Ondo State indigenes can ask for our service. We provide it, and the documents we provide, you know, can be used internationally. Genuine documents. Yes. Yes. And we don't know that, we don't see face to face. So, you know, those are part of the things that just gladdens our hearts that Mr. Governor has been able to facilitate for us to achieve.
We'd like to go on a short break again, and when we return, we'll continue with the program. Don't walk away.
You can make payment into our special IJR account if he does not want to visit the bank. We have 2 accounts. We have one with the Wema Bank, then another one with the Providence Bank. For the account number of the Wema Bank is 1022778661, and that of the Providence is 1400372139. So payments can be made into any of those accounts. Once you make the payment, you either call us or you can send us a mail that you have made a payment. Then once we receive the payment, we process and we send your electronic receipt back to you.
Glad to have you back, and you're still on Pay Your Tax. And we're still talking to the Executive Chairman on Ondo State Internal Revenue Service, Mr. Tolu Adegbie. Mr. Chairman, let's address this issue about those people that are not residing in Ondo State, but they have their property here. How do they pay their land use? Is it payable online?
Okay, very good question. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to address this issue. Okay, so it's called land use charge payment. What happens is this. First, we come to your house, we enumerate, we put a tag in front of your house, and then we come back and bring you a bill on a yearly basis. So what we expect you to do is that if you get a copy of that bill, if you are not resident in Ondo State, but you have a gateman or a guard or anybody, they can take a picture of that bill and send that bill to you. Now, you have two options of paying. Wherever you are, if you're in Lagos, in Abuja, or anywhere.
Or abroad.
Okay, let's handle Lagos or Abuja first, or outside of Ondo State. What you can do is that you can take that bill to a bank, any commercial bank, and pay on the Pay Direct platform. Every bank in Nigeria has what we call the Pay Direct platform, InterSwitch. Is what the ATMs use for their payment, quick teller. So they have it. So you can go to the bank and pay. But assuming you are not in Nigeria. Now, if you are not in Nigeria, all our payments are in Naira. So you can't use your own local currency to pay. But at least we know you have family who are in Nigeria. So you can send money to them and your family can help you to pay. However, if you yourself have a Nigerian bank account, you can just transfer the money to a special IGR account, which is also stated on the bill that has been sent to you. Or if you don't have it, you can send us an email that, look, I have this bill for my house, I want to pay on it. Via email, we'll send you a special IGR account, you transfer the money there, like any other transfer you can do from a mobile phone, transfer to that account, and then we issue the receipt and send to you. In fact, you know, we have this this program going on now called HOCUS, Home Ownership Charter of Ondo State, whereby you can get your CFO in 60 days, and that CFO, you get your survey, you get your building plan approval, everything for a fixed sum. If it's a bungalow, one plot, or a duplex on one plot, you pay about 150,000 naira, with the cost of buying the scratch card, which is 6,000 naira. Now, we have a case in our hand under this program. Someone sent a text to us, an email to us, and said, I'm in America. I told my family members to build a house for me. They've built a house, they've sent me a picture. I have the survey, I have the receipt, I have everything. I want to get CFO. I've told my brother to be processing CFO for me for the past 3 years. He has not been able to process it. Can you process for me? And we said, send us the documents and then we'll see. So he bought the form, sent money, he bought the form, he filled the form, he sent all the documents that they have sent to him abroad. Online. Okay. Sent everything to us by email. And we forwarded all these documents to Ministry of Lands. And Ministry of Lands said all documents are okay and they will process the CFO. So I'm waiting, I'm excited. I'm expecting that the CFO will come out. And if it comes out, then we'll have done another force, you know, maybe in Nigeria. As in somebody abroad, processing CFO in Nigeria, and getting the CFO without involving any family member, no family member in Ondo State. He did it himself from abroad, all online.
Wow.
Following all due process in the Ministry of Land, facilitated by ODIRS. So we provide all these things, but we'll see how it goes in this particular case. Okay. I'm sure I'll come back on this program.
Yes, to update,
to give you a feedback about what eventually happened.
Okay,
but it's under processing now at Ministry of Lands, and we'll see how it goes.
Okay. This question.
Finally, a big relief is here for taxpayers in Ondo State. Without an express payment of all taxes, charges, fees, and fines are now made easier through the banks approved by the Ondo State Internal Revenue Service. Access Bank, First Bank, Polaris Bank, Union Bank, UBA, Wema Bank, Unity Bank, and Zenith Bank. Others are Stanbic IBTC, Kickstone, Guaranteed Trust Bank, Fidelity Bank, FCMB, EcoBank, and Sterling Bank. Pay to the banks directly. Don't give your cash to anyone. For further inquiries, call the following number: 0188397000 or 09284770004, or send WhatsApp messages to this number: 08104864804. Contact us at ODIRS.ng or info@odirs.ng. Also, chairman at ODIRS.ng. Our website is www.odirs.ng. Pay your tax as tax brings development. Ondo State Internal Revenue Service announcer.
That development project is yet to get to a particular area. Maybe that's why they're not paying. That, okay, we don't have any project in our community. We don't have pipe-borne water, we don't have electricity, we don't have a good road. Is it enough for that person not to pay tax?
Okay, very good question. Well, I don't think it's funny. Definitely, I think it's a very serious question. Because for the people who don't have any development, their reality is serious.
Okay.
There's nothing in our environment. So the issue of tax, don't even come to talk to us about it. For people who don't have light for years, their reality is serious. They're spending a lot of money on generator, on diesel, on all of that. So they'll probably be angry. Maybe, maybe not. You know? So their reality is serious for them. Definitely, they won't consider it funny. So, which comes first? Pay your tax and get development, or let development come before I pay my tax? I think the fact of the matter is that if you look at the issue of social contract, one comes first. What comes first is pay your tax and then challenge government to provide the required development. After all, this money that we are paying, using to pay tax, is to be used for the collective development of the whole area that is involved. For example, if it's Ondo State, where we are now, you pay yourself to the government of Ondo State and you expect that you get some form of development. Now, there may be constraints on the part of government, because I've studied one or two cases when it comes to development of, for example, bitumen deposit that we've been talking about for so long. And we realize that there are constraints. So government wants to do it, government is trying to do it, spend a lot of time on doing it, you know, but there are some systemic issues that are sometimes not made known to the public. The same thing with the issue of electricity or roads. So, but what we try and do at ODIRS, because we realize that government cannot do everything, is that sometimes we do what we call community impact projects. There are some estates that they've paid land use. There are some streets that they've done a lot in terms of payment of their taxes, and ODIRS will intervene directly. We've intervened in almost all the local governments of Ondo State. We have graded roads, we have done culverts, we have gone to estates. There's one estate that we did, Afumbiowo Estates.
In Okaro?
In Okaro. We graded roads there. You know, we have donated generators to schools who pay their land use. You know, the first school that paid their land use in a particular year, we actually gave them school. I came on this program to talk about it. So we do a lot because we realize that governments have so much to do. So what I tell people when I hear this kind of question is that pay your tax first. Paying your tax now gives you an opportunity to challenge government. Now, if government have not gotten to your area, it does not mean government have forgotten you. Government may look at their list of priorities and look at the areas that are affected the most. You know, sometimes we even have an emergency situation that will happen, like the bomb blast that happened some time ago along our road. You know, no matter what government wants to do at that time, when that bomb blast happen, you have to drop everything else.
Yes.
It becomes an emergency. Sometimes you hear about Araromi side, you know, during the rainy season, or when the flood will just come and wash away. Then whatever government wants to use money to do, you suspend it. You divert all your resources to that area because it has become a matter of life and death. So sometimes government have priorities, but it does not mean government have forgotten those people who are paying their taxes or those areas where they are paying their taxes. It's just a question of priority, a matter of urgency sometimes, a matter of what is of imminent critical danger to the citizens or to some group of citizens, and government decided to tackle that first.
Oh, thank you, sir. Well, finally, one of our regularly used sign-off slogan is tax brings development.
Absolutely.
How do you use this to help round off this edition of Pay Your Tax?
Exactly. It's just following from my last comment. when you pay your tax, you should expect to see development. And that's why I said government does a lot of these developmental provision of development. I mean, government does a lot of provision of infrastructure. Infrastructure itself is development because it facilitates movement of people, quality of life, ease of doing business, and all of that. So it is tax that is used to fund all the activities of government. Do you know that even taxes are sometimes used to augment salaries of government workers? And when that is the case, what we have done now is this: when tax is used to augment salaries of government workers, when government workers are paid, where do they spend the money? They spend the money buying food,
Yes.
buying
Markets,
clothes,
paying school
paying school fees, and all of that.
Yes.
So your tax, what has it gone? What has it done? It has come back around,
Yes.
back to you
Government.
to fund what the spending habits of government officials and government civil servants. So there is no way you will look at it. There's no ramification that you consider. Paying your tax brings development to the people of a state or an entity, especially if the tax is judiciously used, like Arakuni Oluwarotimi Odunayo Akeredolu, SAN, Doctor, is using the taxes and the resources of Ondo State right now.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And dear viewer, that's all we can take on today's edition of Pay Your Tax. We'd like to sincerely appreciate the Executive Chairman of Ondo State Internal Revenue, Mr. Tolu Adegbie, for coming on the program today. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Next week, by His grace, we'll be back again, same time, same station. My name is Tolu Adegbie. God bless you. God bless ODIRS. God bless Ondo State. And God bless Nigeria. Please keep paying your tax.